Yeah, I just feel the Ruach just leading me to just speak on a couple of things that you know when we're like in education, without education of Yahuwah and Yahusha, we don't receive the his Ruach, which then guides us into all truth. Meaning that the education that we can learn can be education that is from the world. And the world education, where we know that this world is of Hashatan. This world is, it says in 1 Yahukanan, we are the children of Elua, and we must know that the whole world is lying under the power of the evil one. The whole world is lying under the power of the evil one. And Hazon, Revelation 12:9 says Hashatan was hurled from the Shemaim and is in control of the Arats, and he is leading the whole of the Arats. He's leading the whole world astray, deceiving the whole inhabited earth. This is what is being spoken of in the scriptures, and Ruach is then waking us up for us to see that. So it means that if I've been in education, if education without Yahuwah, what am I learning? I'm learning what well, let's just go back to some fundamentals of what were we taught in the world. It's important because there's young mashpakar on here. They need to be learning the truth so that they can identify they're in the world but not of the world. They see that they sitting there, we be like aliens, just being like, in schools curriculums, yeah, learning basics of mathematics, English, learning things, equations, learning how to socially interact. All these things are so important. Don't misquote what I'm saying, but there's some things that actually don't align with what the scripture says. The scripture says that we are the Arats. The earth is a solid, unmovable firmament. It's a solid, doesn't move. The scriptures, the word of Yahuwah says that the Arats is on a base and it's solid. And it's referring to scriptures talking about the earth being flat. This is why that there are many groups now and there are many people. They are flat earth societies. A lot of these flat earth societies, they don't care about the name of Yahuwah. They care about wanting to prove that they, without a shadow of a doubt, have realized that what we were taught when we were growing up in these curriculums, that the world is a globe and that one side is up, the other side is down, under, and that it's a globe, and that basically it spins at 2,000 miles an hour, and that gravity is because it's spinning so fast, and that the sun and the moon circle around the globe as it's twisting, and that there is no boundary, there is no dome. That we've come to learn about the dome and the firmament underneath the Arats. This is how Yahuwah is described. In fact, I need to pull up some scripture. I will. I'm going to stop the recording in a minute and just pull up some scripture just to back up what I'm saying. So, but we were taught all of this stuff, and now, so for someone who's been in the education system now, starts to get the awakening, and the awakening of what's coming in at the moment, that the people who are in control of the earth, who are filled with the spirits of Gadriel is in control of the earth. Yahuwah allowed him to stay in control of the earth for a period of time. Now these spirits in these people were given power to these people, now trying to depopularize the population, cull the population with vaccinations, a poison, and the one that we know about, the most recent COVID-19. This goes to reason that Yahuwah's people would never let anything like that go in their system, ever. You would never. Don't let anything like that go into your system. No way. It's not even thinkable. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go underground before they do that. And I know that there's people in this house, online gathering now, who are on the same stance. Yahusha said, stand firm. Some of you will be put to death, for said Hamashiach when he was here. We've got to take a stand for Yahuwah and mean business. You're not putting any of that in my system. Yahuwah has given us every natural thing on the arats. It all grows in the earth. Vegetables, when you come to know, I showed you about the natural healing book. That was a gift from Alua. Any problem, there is remedies that he has helped people to understand that you put all these natural ingredients, the ones that grow from the earth, and you have your medicine. Along with his Ruach, we drive out the demons. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we don't get ill. We have to worry about viruses, and we're shielded from that. So when we know what that we can't trust. The world is lying under the power of Hashatan. We can only trust Yahuwah and not man. This is why we have to have the Ruach. So when we talk about education of Yahuwah, this is where it came from. Education of Yahuwah, Yahusha, and truth is the key to life. Acts 4:12, Yahusha is the key to our salvation. Neither is there salvation in anyone else, because there's no other name under the Arats by which we must be saved. There's no other name. Yad Hey Ua Shan Ayan, Yahusha HaMashiach. Yahusha. So I'm going to pull up some scriptures now, just to talk about the earth being a solid structure. So what the scripture, Yahuwah has talked about that in his word. So people that have been in these educational careers, and they've had good careers and they're good people. We're not knocking at the individual. The room is sealed, if you can let the brother know. But this is what Hashatan has done. He's put all of these into the systems of the world to go out and start teaching people, so that people wouldn't know the truth about Yahuwah, Yahusha, about where we've come from, about our earth, about the Shemain, and about our future. But now Yahuwah's sending the remnant. We are the remnant of Yahuwah. Okay? And our job is to do what we're doing. Send the message. Plant the seeds. Allow the Most High to water those seeds. Yad Yahuwah. Okay, so there are a couple of scriptures I'm going to pull up now, but we are going to go into it in more depth. Next, Yom 7. The earth, the Arats, is fixed and immovable. We're going to go first to 1 Chronicles 16 and 30. Tremble before him, all of the Arats. The world is firmly established. It cannot be moved. Okay, that's the first scripture. Okay, the next scripture is Tehillim 33 and verse 9. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded it, and it stood firm. I'm going to go back to a scripture before, so you can see that the point of verse 9. Verse 6, by the word of Yahuwah all of the Shemaim was made, the starry host by the breath of his mouth. He gathers the waters of the sea into the jars, and he put the deep into the storehouses. Let all of the earth fear Yahuwah. Let all of the people of the world revere him, for he spoke and it came to be, and he commanded it and it stood firm.